Black Summer is a Netflix original show that released on April 11th, 2019. Me personally, I'm amazed by the fact that Netflix pretty much made me hate the main characters almost instantly. First off, you meet your first main character. She's in a house with her husband and her daughter, and they're trying to get to a military checkpoint or military safe point. There's a military truck and there's military officers, and they take her kid, they put her on the truck, and then her husband, who you later learned is injured, pretty much messes it up for everybody else who's in the back of the line. They're all trying to get to safety, and the husband's injured, and he's such a beta male, and you pretty much instantly hate the husband because he pretty much ends up costing the lives of other people just because he's injured and he just couldn't man up. And then when he's in the house, then he mans up. He's like, "Oh yeah, I should probably stay behind." You couldn't have made that decision before. You pretty much got all those innocent people killed. Like it makes you for me at least, it made me instantly hate the husband. When he turns into a zombie. She gets chased. Then she gets saved by a man in a uniform, who you are believed to think is a military officer. Later, we learn that in his story that he is actually a criminal or supposedly a criminal, and he pretty much swindles the officers that are holding him hostage, kills one of the officers. Which I want to say something, and I really don't like when this happens in stories when the random character is able to beat a military officer because military officers go through training. Okay, so this random civilian was just able to beat a military officer who has above average athleticism, which is very 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 annoying. Um, Another issue with the story is that you meet a character named Ryan, and Ryan is mute. Okay. And from another character named Barbara, who you later meet, is we learn that this event has been going on for 6 weeks. Okay, so in 6 weeks, Ryan the mute, okay, has and all right, so after surviving 6 weeks, Ryan, happy-go-lucky Ryan, thinks that it's a good idea to walk up to the dying person that could easily turn into a zombie and kill him. Luckily, he's saved by an Asian lady, a Korean lady named Kun. Soon something. I don't want to butcher the name, but her name is like Soon something, and I don't want to say the rest of it because I'm gonna butcher it and someone's gonna get mad. But yeah, which in a real zombie apocalypse, who's going to take the time to save someone that's pretty much acting like an idiot? And one thing that I really have to say that I have to get off my chest is that I feel like this story focuses more on diversity than it does its plot, and it's very sad when that happens. You know, you have your Mexican, you have your Korean person, you have your black person, you have your white person, and you have a woman, and you have your man, and you have someone with a disability, and you have an old person. They're really are trying to hit all the demographics here, and it's really pissing me off. Because it seems like when they were casting, they focused more on appearances than people that actually had talent, and it really shows because some of these actors are mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. I'll say that. Do I think I could do better? Probably not. No. So I'm not going to butcher them for that. But one thing I will say is that there is a lot of lazy writing, a lot of crutch writing. For instance, we learn that when someone is bit, they almost instantly turn, or when someone dies, they almost instantly turn. But later on in the story, that doesn't hold true. Someone gets bitten, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to. I don't have too many spoilers. Someone gets bitten, and then they don't turn for a while, which is like okay, that's a little. Hmm. Also, point number two, Ryan is mute, and the main character, like the group of characters that he's with, okay, just magically know that he's mute. Like after a minute of knowing him, they're like, "Oh wow, he's mute." They don't even have any exchanges of words, obviously, because Ryan can't talk, but they just all instantly know, which pisses me off. And to make it even worse, the main character just magically knows sign language and can like communicate well with Ryan, and it's like, oh my god, like really, really? We don't know any of these people's backstories, but she just magically knows sign language. It's just by coincidence knows sign language, and by coincidence, the zombies just spare this one person and made him live longer. Oh, and I absolutely fucking hate with a I I get like I just hate the main characters. Okay, the people in the car, the three people in the car. Okay, well they're not three people. One of them dies. I'm not gonna say who because again I don't want to spoil it. One of them does die later on in the story, but the people in the car are actually probably my favorite. Like because the group is split up. Okay, and obviously later on in the story they converge and yada yada yada. It's pretty basic. It's pretty obvious. But the in the car scene It only lasts for like an episode and a half, but it's probably the most enjoyable part of this like entire shitty show. And like, listen, I don't want to hate on the actors because I honestly feel like they just got like handed a really shitty script. But the people in the car is probably the most enjoyable part of this entire first season. It's the only good part of it. All right, that part is suspenseful. It's suspenseful. Fuck, I'm retarded. And it's enjoyable, and you actually like grow to like actually like the characters. And then when one of them dies, you're actually like, oh darn, I actually really like them. Not enough to like ball out crying. You're nowhere near that, but like you're just like, oh, you're somewhat sad. You're like, okay, yeah, sorry for that. That was gonna suck because that sucks because I actually kind of like that group of characters. And then you go back to the main four, which is like, okay, well, I still fucking dislike them. They're still fucking useless. They're still fucking retarded. I still don't like them. A lot of lazy writing, a lot of loopholes, a lot of plot holes. The most enjoyable part was like an episode and a half, which was in the beginning. Which when that happens, it like you really know that you really fucked up. And I really hope it doesn't get a second season. Not because I hate the cast, but because I actually want. I like some of like the three main people in the car are good actors. And I really would like to see them in other stuff, like other Netflix originals, where their talent can actually shine through, not with this like shitty script. And listen, maybe I'm hating on the show too much. I didn't even get to finish the show because how like it just kept pissing me off because of like how many loopholes, how much lazy writing was in there, how much like this convenience was in there. Like it's so annoying. The show for me gets a 2 out of 5. Is it worth watching? No, I don't think it is. It'll just piss you off. If you're a person that likes plot, it'll just piss you off. If you're a person that likes gore, there isn't really that much gore, in my opinion. It's all like pretty tame. It's not really suspenseful. You can clearly tell when they're gonna do like a shitty jump scare or when something's bad's gonna happen because it's very obvious. So there's no suspense. A lot of lazy writing. They use really, 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 really stupid scare tactics like jump scares, which don't even work now because everybody uses them. And other than that, I think the show gets it's a 2 out of 5. Would I recommend watching it? No. It's a waste of time.